Hi everyone, so this review is for The Accidental Bride by Jane Walsh. If you want to check out my review, I have just posted that. So if you're on YouTube, there's a link in the description below, and if you're on my blog, then there is a link within the post. And this is the video review, so The Accidental Bride by Jane Walsh. This is a really fun adventure. So Lady Edith has run off to elope with a young man who happens to be the brother of Thea. And Grace is racing after her and embroiled in this adventure that she'd never dreamed of, because she's been put in charge of making sure that Lady Edith gets to where she needs to be and does what she needs to do. So anyway, whilst she and Thea are on this adventure going after them, chasing after Edith, they have this like one night of passion, and then they are united in their efforts. They're racing to Gretna Green. They need to stop this wedding, and but they find that along the way they kind of can't resist one another, and then there's chance for a relationship. So then the story unfolds into what happens between them. And there was this really fast pace to the story, but it was slowed by the historical settings. So like, if you can imagine, like if it was modern times, racing to chase someone to Gretna Green, and be there in a couple of hours. But for Thea and Grace, they're on days and days of adventure and travelling. So it's really, really exciting, but had that fast-paced nature of race against time, which made it all the more exciting. And then journeying to Scotland kind of unexpectedly and growing closer with every mile that they travelled. And they had to make stops and everything. So everything threw things into the mix that meant they had to get closer, spend more time together, work things out. But it was a lot of fun wondering if they were going to arrive in time, and if they were going to be able to stop this wedding, whether their plans would change, or even their minds about one another during this time. And they had some pretty heated moments that led to discussions and that sealing of a bond between them. So I loved how Grace and Thea, they were really, really vibrant and exciting characters. They had different views, and they were kind of eccentric in personality in their own way, and they just suited one another. They really, really suited one another perfectly. So The Accidental Bride is the second book in the Spinsters of Inverleigh series, which I absolutely love. I read the first book, and what I love about this is, and this whole series, is you can read them. They're standalone stories. So even though there are other characters that you will have encountered before if you've read the other books in the series, there's enough with the focus of the characters in this book for you to know what's going on and not need all that background. So if you've read the first book, you'll definitely benefit from knowing some of the other characters, but the beauty of these is you can read them in any order and standalone, which is fabulous. I loved the contrast with Thea being a botanist and getting really carried away with her passions and all things plants and flowers, and then when she was interacting about her studies with Grace and showing her all her experiments, she was just so full of life and vibrant, and this excitement and enthusiasm really sort of blossomed from the page. There we go, that's lovely, isn't it? And it was great, all these things she could achieve and what she could do, but it wasn't all plain sailing, because Grace was more subtle in her eccentricities, and she worried and spent time overthinking some things, which led to more tense and dramatic moments between them. It was magical how, having resigned herself to life, the life she had, you know, the woman being, you know, in charge of other people and helping people and all that, meant that she wasn't really exploring her own passions. And then it was great how Thea encouraged her to do this and brought it all out of Grace to make her realise that together they had a chance for more, but that she could have a chance for more on her own, and she could do a lot more of her life. So I really, really enjoyed this story and the series. I can't wait to find out what the future has in store for Grace and Thea, if there are any future stories with them in this series. That would be really, really exciting to find out what's going on with them now. But I really, really enjoyed it, and hope you will too. So I'll pop a link in the description so you can grab a copy of The Accidental Bride by Jane Walsh, which I hope you will. If you've read The Accidental Bride, would love to know what you thought of it, so please do comment, please do share. It's always great to find out what you are interested in reading and what you thought of the story. If you haven't read it yet, but it's on your to-be-read list, you're planning to read it, or you're now super intrigued and thinking, yeah, I'd really like to read that, then again, please do let us know. And if you do read it, I hope you really enjoy it. Bye!